People always said that the Valo Light is indestructible. It's about time we put it to the test.
This video is sponsored by 32Byte, Australia's leading dental support IT provider. Pick the IT team that won't rip you off and will give you the balanced advice on your IT needs. I use them and they're great. Contact them on 32byte.com.au.
So the Valo Light has three settings. It's got its standard setting. If you push it down, it's got a setting where lights flash on one side, that's its high setting. If you push it down again, you get its ultra high setting. So I have a spectrometer, which is going to measure to see how intense the light is, because after we do a distraction test, we want to see if it loses its power or not. Obviously, if the lens gets scratched or scorched, that's going to affect the power. So let's try it on its high setting first. So basically, on that one there, we have 1,958 milliwatts per centimeter squared. Now that's powerful. It does get hot, but it's powerful. So let's try a distraction test. The first thing that happens to this, or what happens to these all the time, is people drop them. So let's drop it and see what happens. So this is higher than normal standard bench height, but let's try this. So when you're working away at it, what do? Oh no, I dropped my Valo Light. Does it work? So let's test out if the output is still the same. So we have to be around the 1,900 mark. And let's test it out. Yep, we're 1,903. So it's still pretty good. Remember, there is a little bit of variation in these machines depending on how far away a hole is from the opening. Alrighty, let's go higher. So you might be saying, Dr. Tiv, you're not really tall. What if I have a tall nurse and they stand up? Well, let me put a few inches on. La 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 la. They hit the head first. That's not great. Let's see if that works. Well, it definitely still lights up. Ooh, there's some damage. There's some damage to it. Let's have a look at it. But still tripping on. It's still 1,940. So you might be thinking, that's not tall enough. So let's go higher. Now, I think this roof is 2.7 meters tall. I don't think you'll find someone taller than this. So let's go right up to the roof. I'm about to drop it. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, that was pretty intense. Valo Light, will you work? Light's still flashing. Still working. Let's try it, the spectrometer. Still 1904, so we're still going strong. No visual damage from that one. So maybe it's on the floor and you decide to step on it. Do you reckon that helps head it? I don't think so. It's got my shoe print mark on it, but still works. And the reading is still 1922, so that still goes. But you know what? We're dental people. And maybe you're reading, you know, your Sherwood Human Physiology, and maybe perhaps you drop it on there. Do you think that would affect it? Nope, still troops on. And the reading is 1944. So that still works, but hey, you could be hardcore. Maybe you're carrying an old 1995 version of MIMS and Human Physiology. And maybe you might just accidentally drop it on your Valo Light. Whoa, that was heavy. We've got a few more scratches on it. Definitely some scratches on the bodywork. It looks like there might be a crack forming on the lens. But apart from that, it's looking pretty good. Let's try it out. 1948. This thing is a trooper. Well, I'm running out of ideas. You know what? Maybe, just maybe you only have one of these in your surgery and you have to throw it to a nurse from one side of the room to the other. I mean, from one side of the building to the other. Let's try that. So here we go. Yikes. Let me grab it. So we've dropped it multiple times, even from 2.7 meters. We've dropped books on it. I've stood on it. I've thrown it across the room. It still works. And the rating is 1911. So we've dropped it a few times. We've dropped some books on it. Maybe we like barbecues. Whoa, that's hot. Let's see if that works. What a trooper. And let's see how bright it is if it's lost anything. Oh, it's lost a little bit. It's 1876. So, well, actually it could be my fingerprints. Let me get rid of the charring on there. We'll see if that will fix it. There's quite a few scratches on there too, so that might be what's causing it to go down. But it's still pretty high. Oh, there's just fingerprints and charring. It's back up to 1935. That's pretty amazing. So talking about heat, some people complain that the Valo light gets really, really hot. So I'm gonna try with our flare camera to see how hot this thing actually gets. So let me bring this up so you can see the screen, and we'll turn it on a few times on its ultra high setting to see the temperature of the actual, the glass on this Valo light. It's not what's going to be transmitted to an object, so this is the hottest it's ever going to be, but that gives us an idea of how hot it is. So let's check that out. I don't know what's going on, but no matter how many times I use this Valo light, it doesn't get very hot. And I thought it did, but it doesn't. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I've tried on the high setting, I've tried on the medium setting, I've tried on the standard setting, and I've tried it curing it like 10 times in each setting continuously. And it doesn't really get above 40 degrees centigrade. So I'm not sure where this really hot at the tip comes from. We'll have to investigate that more. Let's hammer it out. And 1990, even after we hammer it. So a few tests that we've dropped it, we've stood on it, we've dropped books on it, we've hit it with a flame, I've hammered it out, dropped it on its head, and it just continues to keep on going on. Tried the heat test. It doesn't seem to build up that much heat, so I'm interested to see in the comments down below if you guys notice that as well. But I think we need to get even more extreme. Let's see what we can do. This is Dr. Tiv, over and out. So, stand by for stage 2 of testing.